Hi guys, this is Meenu. Welcome back to my channel StoryTale. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the most anticipated reads of 2020 and 2021, The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. This book was supposed to be released in 2020 but somehow it got delayed, but no worries, it's finally here and I finally got to read it and I'm really glad for it. This book is fantasy young adult and the setting is derived from African culture, which is a very fresh take. I have never read a fantasy book which is based around African culture, and seeing a female protagonist who is African, that was also very new for me and I really liked that. So the story of the book follows Deka, who is our female protagonist. She lives in a village called Irfut or Infut, I cannot recall the name. It is a very reserved village which has many laws against women. These laws are actually meant to oppress women and their rights. Deka, who's almost 16, has to go through this ritual where she's gonna be cut in order to see whether her blood runs red or gold. If her blood runs red, then she's gonna be one of the pure ones and she can live peacefully in the society, even though she will have to cover up her face and never go out in public without her husband or her son. But if her blood runs gold, then she's gonna have a fate worse than death. But of course, she's our main protagonist and her blood is bound to run gold. When her father and other people in the village finds out that she's impure, they try to kill her. And that is 9 times. She is one of the deathless ones, so she cannot die, but that does not mean that they are not gonna try. They burned her, they decapitated her, they starved her. There are so many ways that they try, but she never seemed to die. They kept her in a cellar, they bled her out in order to sell her golden blood. Everything was hopeless for Deka until her rescuer come. A mysterious woman come to her cellar and gives her a choice, either to stay in the village or come here with her and join the king's army. It was never actually a choice because she cannot just stay in village and watch them kill her every day and fail and then try again. On the way to Wathubera, which is training grounds, Deka meets many people who had the same fate as her. They were also abused and brutalized when their blood ran gold, and in the similar kind of pain, they found their bonding. The world that Namina has shown here is very brutal and very cruel against women. They have been oppressed for a very long time and they do not have any actual rights. They are used and abused and killed for very little things. They cannot go out in public without their husband and son. They cannot show their face to anyone after the ritual of blood, and they cannot cut themselves from the age of 15 till that ritual. If they do, somehow, even by accident, then they are going to have to face a punishment which is going to be very brutal. The only reason Deka was saved from the village and sent to Wathuvora was in order to make her an Alaki, which is basically an elite army of emperors who fight against Death Shrieks. Death Shrieks are basically demons who hunt and kill humans, and they have been terrorizing the empire for a very long time. Deka and other women whose blood runs gold actually have some special abilities. They are very stronger and faster than other humans. To be honest, they are not actually considered as human. They are called demons because they are the descendants of the Gilded Ones, who are the first demons of the world. But of course, these are the stories that are created by men in this patriarchal society. What is truth and what is lie, we get to know slowly as we go into this journey with Deka. At first, when we meet Deka, she is this shy and timid girl because of the way her father raised her. She was always treated differently and bullied in her village because of her color. She was a black person in the midst of the white person. She was a black person because her mother was a southerner, which is the basic gist of this world. The northerners are the white people, and she was living in the northern region of the empire because her father is northerner and her mother was southerner, so that is why she got the color of black, and that is why she was treated differently in the village. That was also the reason she was so quiet and oppressed in the first few chapters of the book. But as we progress much into the story, we see her journey and we see her become this strong and independent woman, and I actually love that fact. I really loved her transformation from this timid person to this brave and courageous person. There were so many things that her father and the village taught her which were made to diminish her as a woman, and now she has learned to overcome such beliefs, and now she has turned out to be a very different person. There were many twists and turns as we go into the story, especially about Deka's powers and especially about her parentage. We learn more about the Gilded Ones, we learn more about the patriarchal society, we learn more about the emperor, we learn more about the Death Shrieks. This book was very fast paced and I really loved that. There was not even a single dull moment in this book. Yes, there are a little bit here and there which can I say a problem in transition, because sometimes it needed a little bit more time to develop the story, especially the training process. I think that was rushed too much, but anyway, I do not mind that because I do like fast paced story, and especially when it has so much more to tell. Even the other characters in these books are very great. I really sympathize with them and I really felt for them. Everyone has been through a trauma or any kind of abuse, and I really felt bad for them. I really like the characters of Britta, Keita, Bilcal, Alice, the White Hands, Adwapa. There were so many other characters in this book that were also great too. The romance between Decca and Kita was very endearing too. I really liked how subtle it was. It was never overpowering the main theme of this book. The main theme of this book is women empowerment and how women fight against oppression and rise against men. Here the women does not want to rise above men, they just want an equal place and to live peacefully in the society. I really love the women dynamic in this book. There was not much drama associated with this woman. There was this real friendship and real bonding among these women, and I really like that. There's also LGBT representation in this book, which I think was a very logical inclusion. This book is supposed to be young adult, but this is very much horrific and violent for that. There's so many violent crimes against women in this book. They are sold, they are abused, they are raped, they are bled out, they are decapitated, they are dismembered. There's so much trauma in this book that it can be triggering for some people, so be cautious when you pick up this book. For me, this book worked on many levels. It has the right message, it has the perfect story, it has a very great African influence, it has diversity, it has both black women, white women, Asian women, it has the best representation, it has character which has many depths, it has amazing battle scene, it has a beautiful armor, it has a very cute pet in it. So for me, this book was completely perfect, especially after knowing that this is the debut novel of Namina. I'm really impressed by her, and I'm also looking forward to Merciless Ones, which is gonna be her next installment. There are many questions that need to be answered in Merciless Ones, even though for me, I think the Gilded Ones have done much of the story because it is kind of a rounded book. But still there is relation between Decca and Kita, because Decca is kind of immortal, she cannot die. People have tried like 9 to 10 times already, and Kita is like human, so he can die only once. So I do not know how that is gonna work for them. So that is something that I need to know in Merciless One. Overall, I'm really impressed by this book and the story and everything that comes with it. So I'm gonna give it 5 stars. I really hope you pick up this book and give it a try, because this is gonna be an amazing read. And in the meanwhile, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click that bell icon if you wanna get notified of my videos. Until then, see you.